Hey guys, welcome to another episode of our Jeep Adventures. Now, although today we are not going out on an adventure, I kind of failed to actually document and do videos on the upgrades that we're doing to the Rubicon, our 2010 Jeep Rubicon. So over the last couple of, over the last month, we haven't had her that long, we've made a few upgrades. Unfortunately, I didn't do any video on it. I guess I was too excited getting the pieces and parts and putting them on there. So right now I'm just going to go over some of the little upgrades we did to it and where she's going to go from there. So let's start this off. Okay, so first thing, one of the first things I did is in the back I got the grills for the tail lights. Also had to get that medallion on there. So yeah, we got the grills for the tail lights, and I had to get, oddly enough, there was not a license plate holder. This is only on temporarily at the moment. The light fixture is not hooked up yet. I'm not good with lighting, so I'll probably have a friend help me with that. But I did have to get the new plate on there just to be legal. So we did get the new plate assembly for that. We got the locking gas cap door assembly. The other one was faded out and kind of cruddy looking, so we definitely wanted to get that replaced out. So pretty nice. I like that upgrade. It's a nice one. All right, so this was definitely a necessity. I had to get the half doors. You know, we do like to travel and go out on our adventures with the roof off and the doors off, but unfortunately Miss Jennifer was kind of nervous about not having doors, so I did get the tubed half doors. They came with the side mirrors, so that was cool. So we did get those put on as well. I think that was last week I put those on. One of the other upgrades we did early on was the armor on the front part on both sides of the Rubicon. What happens when the doors swing open, and the people that had this vehicle before us never probably really cared much about it, because they did run this thing hard. We have noticed that this thing literally was a play toy. They didn't really take super good care of it, so we did have to put a lot of work into it right off the bat to make sure that she was going to be reliable for us. But when the doors would fly open, it would just keep continually denting and pushing in this part of the Jeep. So we did put the armor plating on there, so when the door does swing open, if it swings open all the way, it hits this pad. We also did have to add an antenna. There was no antenna on here, so we decided the 55 caliber cartridge antenna would do the trick. Another add-on that we did were the car seat covers. I actually wasn't going to do the car seat covers. I mean, I do have leather seats on these, but Jennifer said, why not protect the leather seats even more? I did like the Jeep logo on there, so we did get leather covers for, again, added protection. Actually, one of the first things that I put on, I already had it. I had it actually in one of my other vehicles, is the behind the seat gear holder. See if I can get that in there good enough. So that's on the back of the driver's seat, and then sorry about that, I did just get the other day the netting for the back, the side windows and the back of the inside of the Jeep. I just haven't put those on yet as well, so probably today those will be going on. All right, so what we're actually doing today is we're putting on these guys right here. Again, it makes it difficult because this Jeep does stand up pretty high. So we do have the side runners that will be going up today, right up in here on both sides, again making it much easier for Jennifer to get into the Jeep. And it just looks cool as well. Protects the side of the Jeep from rocks and when you're out in the rough terrain and whatnot. One thing we did get as well, and these were really cool for the short time that we used them, but the foot holders, I guess you'll call them a foot holder, but they went into the door, what do you call those? The door jamb. I don't even remember what they call those. But that would go in there and you could just put your foot out on that. Unfortunately, now that we got the side doors, the half doors, there's no place to put those, and you could actually put your foot right up there anyways. So maybe we'll use those again at some point. Maybe we won't. I don't know. So that's what we're doing today. I think those are pretty much the upgrades that we've done to it so far. Just looking around her to see if I missed anything. I probably did miss something small, but today's big adventure, that's not much of an adventure, is putting on the side runners. So here we go. Okay, so right off the bat, there is an issue. This makes no sense at all. They tell you to put the large bolt, the locking washer, the regular washer, through the hole. So there's the diagram. And when we crawl underneath here, under here, it has you put them through here. See if I can line that up through the camera there. And then screw it into this hole right here. Well, guess what? There is nothing for that to attach to in there. It's not like a threaded hole. And they don't give you a nut for the other side. So I don't understand what they're talking about here. That makes no sense. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to go to the hardware store and get a freaking nut for each of the corners before I could put them onto the sides, the rocker panels on the side of the Jeep. Those pieces, the nuts and bolts and whatnot, those all seem to be the right amount, but this makes no sense. So right off the bat we run into an issue, and that's the way my luck always runs. Alright gang, so we got to make the road trip down to the hardware store. Don't worry, I'm still inside of our neighborhood. I'm not on the main roads here driving and filming. So I always hate, that always seems to happen with me when I'm trying to build something and do something, that there's something missing. It's not as easy as they say. This should be an easy process. It just didn't have the right parts with it. So here we go. Okay, so just keeps getting better. So I got the nuts to go under here. Unfortunately, let me swing this around. I cannot figure out how. Okay, I'm putting the bolt through here, and then the nut has to go over here to attach, to get it bolted on. I cannot get my fingers, and I've got small hands, folks. I cannot get this. Something just fell in my eye. Attached onto there, so I'm running into a little bit of a problem. All right, let's think this through. One, I am not all that mechanically inclined. I don't work on cars at all, really. I used to, back before they put all these electronics and sensors, and when they made it to where you can't work on your own car. So what I think I'm going to do for the time being, and I might have to get some help from a friend, is attach my side bolts and at least get it up there, hooked up, and then see about how to get that other nut inside that small contained area. I'm just not sure at the moment. So to keep things rolling, I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, we got the passenger side on. It's not a hard job, but what makes it difficult is just getting under there and being able to finagle your fingers and your hands and your tools into confined spaces. So, you know, the job itself isn't hard. It's just the positioning of your tools in your hands, and again, trying to get those nuts that go up through the underside, getting the bolts up into the nut. That was difficult. I did figure it out. Again, I got small hands, but at this time, the one and only time, it paid off to have small hands. So we got that side up. Now we go over to the driver's side and finish this up. All right, she is done. Wow, the driver's side went on much faster, having all the things that work and don't work that I learned from the other side. I got this in probably 15 minutes. So big difference. They're both on. I may go in and replace a couple of the washers on the inside here. I just don't like what's going on in there as far as they didn't have you put a washer on the inside there, which I didn't like. I did put some on, but I think I only had a smaller washer on a couple of them. I do want to replace those, so just give it that added strength on the other side of that. So other than that, this side went on great, so it's on. So another project done. Probably should have taken a half hour to do both of these. You know, if you really know what you're doing, you know, and you got the right tools, half hour. Maybe even some of these guys that really know what they're doing, I'm sure they get them on a lot quicker, but half time I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So not bad for an amateur mechanic here putting this thing on. So all right, so another project down, and we're going to take her out for a spin and enjoy the day. Just a couple simple things that I did inside the cab. Because, you know, 2010s, apparently they didn't come out with any media type of hookups. You know, you do have two cigarette lighters, so I did add some USB and phone cord attachments, plug-ins, plus this added one right here. So I've got an added 3 ports. I don't have the car on, so yeah, just I've got a light in there, funny little fire missile thing, and an added port there if I need to add anything. So not much done to the inside. Not really much you really can do to the inside without getting just kind of ridiculous, but so yeah, just one of the other added things we did to the inside. So what's next for the Rubicon? I believe I mentioned in a previous video, I named her SQUATCH1. So what's happening right now is I've got a graphics guy that's putting together some pretty sweet graphics, Bigfoot Squatch related stuff to put throughout the outside of the Jeep. So that should be coming up very soon. I'll probably be replacing the tires before winter. They're not too bad, but by the time winter comes around, I'm going to want new tires on there. I'll be going with the same size, same style tire, just new. The light bar, the LED light bar that you see in the background, I'll be replacing that. That one's older and not all the LED bulbs are working, so we're going to replace that guy. And I do have to get her buffed out. Again, the people that had her before me, man, they did not take care of her properly, or they just, you know, they bought her as a toy, maybe for the kids, and they just tore the shit out of it. So there's a lot of brush marks, and yes, that absolutely happens with off-trail or off-road vehicles. But for me, I like it pretty too. So I'm gonna see if a lot of the sorry, I get been on the ground all day. I feel like I got stuff crawling on me. See if I can get the paint buffed out or the scratches buffed out to make it look a little nicer as well. And outside of that, I think she's pretty much done. Maybe now and then I'll do something here and there. I don't know. But for the most part, she's pretty much where I want her to be, besides the stuff I just mentioned. So big fun times coming ahead. So as always, subscribe to the channel, like, share, follow our Jeep Adventures on our Jeep Adventure playlist. And we'll see you guys on the road, or the off-road for that matter. Yeah. Take care, guys.